There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to video. It is a dimension as vast as shelf space and as timeless as almost a year ago. It is the middle ground between excellent and bogus, between blog and video review, and it lies between the pit of one man's toy box and the summit of his shelves. This is the dimension of talking about plastic robots. It is an area which we call the Twit Zone. There, I told you I'd use it again. So after the past few days with all my sort of hoo-ha about the big collaboration video, it's time to slide into the big comfy chair of This Week in Transformers. Now, practically everything I've got to show you this week has come from the Bank Holiday Monday. So it actually feels like more than a week ago I got it, but trivialities aside, I think we should just dive straight in and begin. I finally, I saw one a couple of times and then for some reason never bought them. Started to get tempted by one on Amazon that was more expensive than it should be, but I managed to stumble into the Entertainer and find a Cyberverse Blackout for half price. £4.50 for this is a very good deal. The helicopter mode is just pretty much perfect. And you get a little Scorponok as well, who's all like rubbery. But he can attach to his back in robot mode, and this is just a near perfect representation of the character, because you've got this really big helicopter. Yes, his hand's poking out the back. It's not so much of a big deal. So I wish I could do something with the lighting in here so you can actually see the thing. All the paint apps are there. The robot mode looks rather a bit more accurate than the Voyager version. And this back rotor here becomes the one that he flicks out of his hand to cut cars in half. And Scorponok becomes a little gun. It's just an excellent little set, and I defy you not to want to pick one up, because it's just such a cool little figure. I would say go and watch Brentosaur's review on him, because I think he did one last year. So yeah, I'm not going to go into too much depth because I might do a review. I haven't decided yet. And then when I came home from my jaunt around the shops, I was greeted with a rather nice surprise. Through the magic of Transform Away, which I hope you've all been readily aware of / participating in, the Shio on Twitter sent me what it's an awesome figure, and I'm seriously thinking about talking about this for my part of the collaboration. It's RID Super Prowl. Well, not RID, Car Robots, because this is the Japanese one. He even sent me the instructions, which are Japanese. This thing is so good. What have I been missing out on? It's like, why didn't I want this in 2001? I must have been a fool. This is excellent. It's like, I just can't describe why I think it's so awesome. I mean, I don't really like these big door skirt bits, but it looks so good with the big guns on the side. I mean, that's not really so good, but it could be a shield maybe. I love the chest, all the pipes and the big golden Autobot symbol on there. The head sculpt is cool. It just looks really good and robot-y all over. I can totally understand now what Matter Smasher said about these should have been repainted to be put in the movie line, because they are very just ahead of their time. This is an excellent figure. He transforms so nicely as well, and the car mode is just it's been such a long time since I've had a proper stonking car mode, and it's perfect. All the paint apps are there, well, as you would expect from a Takara figure. But it's got rubber tyres. I don't think I own any car forms with rubber tyres. It's so good. And there's this bit of nostalgia value in there as well, because once I get him into car mode, he looks like one of these sort of toy cars you'd get in the 90s / early 2000s. I think it might be the chromed wheels that sort of give that sort of vibe. I cannot thank the Shio enough, because this is just such an amazing figure to just be sent for free, and I think it's testament to the wonderful sort of power in the community that Brentosaur has summoned up through creating Transform Away. So, it's not really that much Roboplastic this week, but by golly, it's definitely enough to satisfy me for a good while. I just can't put that Prowl down. It's such an excellent figure. Keeping it Transformers related, I managed to get More Than Meets the Eye number 4 this week, which is just, once again, a very, very good tale. It's all sort of, I don't know, I don't want to give away any part of the story at all because it's just so well done, and I'm now waiting for the next issue like, oh, what's going to happen? Sadly, I did not get RAD this time. So, moving through the link of comic books to other comic books which I did get. This is the Free Comic Book Day Avengers thingy. Now, I may rattle some cages here by saying the man who's drawn this on the cover, Brian Hitch, I'm sorry sir, but I do not enjoy your art. It's all just, oh God almighty, man. He strives for realism so much, it's like you can't draw people's faces properly, and it's just cringeworthy to look at. I don't enjoy his style at all. No one character ever looks the same facially twice in any of his drawings. Incredible Hulk. It's been years since I bought a Hulk comic that was actually proper Hulk, and all I have to say about this to make you buy it is this: Hulk with a beard. Is that not the most badass thing you've ever seen? Oh, it's like a green Jesus. I could go through all the Marvel comics I got, but I'll just show you them. Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, FF, Spider-Man, which is a convenient segue into more plastic, which I managed to pick up on Monday. I wanted to go to Toys R Us because I heard the new Amazing Spider-Man figures were out. Now, by this point I realise I've made a rather significant divergence from the title of This Week in Transformers, but you'll have to bear with me because I need to talk about some of this stuff. I got a Venom, and while the camera is obviously not showing you his veiny glory, maybe on his armour, this is an excellent figure. If you like Spider-Man stuff, then I'd say go and buy one. But then I'm slightly biased because I would always buy a Venom figure. Just a special place in the sort of nostalgia centre of my brain. I just remember getting those old, I don't know what it must have been, 2002 Spider-Man Classics figures and getting a Venom from there, and it was like my favourite thing ever for a very long time. And this guy sort of echoes that, mainly because of his lack of articulation, because his legs only do that, and funny knee twistings as he's broken his leg. But I honestly don't care about the lack of articulation on this guy because it's Venom, and you should always buy Venom. And along with him I got a classic old beaten up rusty Iron Man, who for some reason has rust on the front but not on the back. So it's felt like quite a considerable week for getting amazing new things, and I'm feeling like I'm starting to move back into the mode of enjoying various toy lines and things of my youth, rather than just buying Transformers all the time. It's good to have a smattering of Marvel stuff, especially some new Spider-Man figures. But I'll tell you what really makes me feel like a child this week is that one of my friends who, while at the same time I'm really into Transformers all the time, he has never stopped really being into Lego, and he makes some amazing stuff. So while I managed to get him back into Transformers, he wanted to get me back into Lego properly, and he made me go and buy one of these, I want to say, utterly dreadful Hero Factory things, because I love Bionicle. Oh, look at the eyes! Yes! This is what I love of Lego. Good old Bionicle that is, well, this Onua is more than 10 years old now. So when it died, and these things replaced it, I was a bit questionable and have not bought any Lego since. But he convinced me, and I must say, for a reconfigurable action figure that these are, it's not really bad. I might get another one just to make him look a bit more interesting. Don't really like the way his face looks like a bear. I'm sure my man Eddie would know a lot more about this Hero Factory stuff than me, because as soon as I saw that that was what replaced Bionicle, I sort of shunned it from my very sight and said, "Away with you, infidel." So I suppose it's time to just say goodbye, because it's been a week where I've got lots of toys and only 2 of them have been Transformers. And I probably lost your interest a good while ago. So, goodbye!